I'm often asked at seminars different questions, and I've tried to answer some of those as I've explained the calls. But on a spring hunt, if you can remember, the locating calls, the first thing in the morning, are the owl hoot and the gobble from a long distance. A turkey, you'll be able to hear them from as far away on a calm morning of a mile. Once you locate that bird, the idea is to try to get in within about 300 yards and set up, position yourself, try to get at least, if he's in hilly country, at least even or slightly above him. Also, remember that camouflage is extremely important. It is said that a turkey has the ability to comprehend 10 times what a human can comprehend giving the same view. So he is extremely keen, and although he is very vulnerable in the spring because of the mating season, camouflage is necessary. That means gloves and face covered. Also, the questions that are asked, where do you sit? I always like to try to find a large tree that I can rest up my back up against, and I normally point my left shoulder, because I'm right-handed, in the direction that I feel the bird is going to be coming from. Okay, so here we sit in the hardwoods. We've located the bird using a gobble call, and he's gobbled back to us. We now have gotten into position slightly above him. He's about 300 yards away, and it's very early, just breaking light. He's gobbled, let's say, 3-4 more times while we're getting into position. A gobbler normally will gobble every 2 to 3 minutes, and as frequently as every 30 seconds once he starts to answer hens or you. Now that you're camouflaged and you're sitting in position, what calls are the questions that are asked? Again, as we explained earlier, the tree call. Very softly, tree call, and if he can hear you, he's going to respond immediately. Answer him back with another tree call. Then you kind of have to play it by ear, depending on how aggressive the tom is going to be. If every time you call, he returns a call, you have to be careful and not call too much, because it is the normal process for a gobbler to have the hen come to him. And you're reversing the way nature has set up the mating of hens when you call the tom to you. So he is normally used to staying up there and gobbling and having the hens fly down and go into his roost area, and then he'll go down to them. You have to listen. If you're in close enough, you'll hear the bird come out of the tree, especially if it's calm. There'll be a big commotion and he'll hit the ground. I like to call, as soon as he hits the ground, I like to yelp to him and see if he's going to come in or just what position he's going to take. Many of the questions that are asked are, is he coming? How can I be sure he's coming? If not, what do I do? And what calls should I use? To determine whether a turkey, the gobbler, is coming in, once he flies out of the tree, you're going to know that within 2 or 3 minutes, because he's going to respond, and you'll be able to tell by the distance away. If he tends to drift away from you, you'll be able to tell it immediately, because his gobbles will be farther away. If, on the other hand, he starts to come in, you'll know it right away too, because as he comes in, you'll think the woods is going to fall down the way these birds gobble. So once you have him started in, really, it doesn't take much to keep him coming. Let him gobble and you answer him. Let him gobble and you answer him. If you run a period of 2 or 3 minutes that he hasn't responded, be very cautious, because he's probably coming in quiet. That's where I like to use the cackle, usually very soft if I feel he's in close, and 9 times out of 10 he'll gobble immediately to that, and he'll let you know exactly where he is. You can be sure that he's coming in by how frequently he gobbles and how close the gobbles get. If he hangs up, what calls do you use? Again, I like to use, at first I like to try to use the cluck, then I'll go to a cackle, and then I'll quiet right down completely, because if you continue to call and he knows you're there, he might stand his ground and want you to come to him. So the idea being, if you quiet down, he might feel that you've moved on. He'll come over to check out the area. If he comes down and he goes the other way, chances are he already has a hen with him. Don't give up, though, because as soon as he has gone with this hen and serviced her, he will be on the prowl looking for hens again. If you spook a turkey off the roost, your chances of calling him in that morning in that area are pretty tough. They are vulnerable, but they're not dumb. Once a turkey is started in and you're quite sure he's in, you can use the mating yelps, the cuts, and the cackle, and normally they will make him gobble, and they will keep him gobbling. And as long as you can see the bird coming and you can call and you can continue to see him, he's going to continue to come in. If he hangs up and goes into what we call a strutting path, where he'll walk back and forth in a straight line, back and forth, back and forth. The idea there, he again is showing off. He wants the hen to come to him. So usually you have to go to very quiet, what I call the close-in small talk, the clucks, the purring, the very, very soft yelps, and even a very, very soft cackle.
But I don't know. I think it's an awful dangerous trip, but he's always wanted to make it's been a dream of his to make a long trip on a motorcycle. And so I guess he'll go, but I'm hoping somebody comes over and see us. So, no, I don't. I hope he has fun, but I'm getting awful homesick. I don't know about David, but I'm awfully homesick, and I hope someone comes over pretty soon.